Welcome back. For more on all our top stories and others, please visit our website, channelstv.com, and on youtube.com/channelsweb. You can also watch us on the go on your mobile device. Log on to m.channelstv.com or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows phones from their respective stores. Having the Channels TV and Channels 24 app will give you access to news and updates. You also have the Eyewitness menu feature, so you too can be a part of the news. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu and follow the instructions to share those pictures, videos, or news of happenings around you. Now to some of those pictures you sent into our Eyewitness portal. You see the first one there from Jalingo in Taraba State. It shows the state of a building which, according to our Eyewitness reporter, is the State Library. The appeal here is for the state government to put the facility back in order to encourage learning and further development. The next one is from Ibadan in Oyo State, and it shows a portion of a building on fire on Felele Road. Our Eyewitness reporter is warning against indiscriminate burning close to buildings, especially during the Harmattan season. And finally, from Ayobo in Songota, Ogun State, comes this one where we see a car wading through a flooded road. According to our Eyewitness reporter, this is the case whenever it rains in the area. He wants the authorities to take advantage of the absence of the rains to fix the road and, of course, the drainages around the area. We do thank you for sending in those pictures. Do keep them coming. The Islamic Movement of Nigeria, Adamawa State Chapter, has described the continuous detention of its leader by the federal government as unconstitutional and a violation of his rights. Members made their feelings known during a street march organized in Yola, the Adamawa State capital. The group, made up of men, women, and children, displayed placards and chanted Islamic songs, hoping to hasten Sheikh El-ZakZaky's release. The procession marched through the police roundabout and the Jimeta shopping complex, terminating at the Jimeta temporary stadium.
This procession to show our disregard to the federal government for the disobeying the court order, which ordered that our leader Sheikh El-ZakZaky will be released within 45 days from 2nd December 2016. Our next step is that we keep calling to the authorities and the sympathizers to the Sheikh El-ZakZaky to continue calling to the government to be justice in this case.
Men of the Nigerian Air Force may be busy fighting terrorists in faraway northeast Nigeria, but the leadership of the force is not leaving the welfare needs of the men of the force unattended. The chief at the commissioning of some projects at the Air Force Base in Ikeja, Lagos, the Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar, notes that the contributions of ex-servicemen and those still serving cannot be ignored.
Sam Ednam Air Force Base, Ikeja, undoubtedly is the hub of Nigerian Air Force logistics and hosts units that are considered critical to the success of our operations, not only in the Northeast, but in different parts of the country. It is therefore only appropriate that such a base receives commensurate attention in terms of infrastructure and facility development for the general well-being of its personnel. These projects are named after some of our colleagues who fell in the line of duty. They died during the C-130 air crash at Ejigbo on 26th of September 1992. But we are naming this infrastructure in their honor so that it will remind us, not only us, but those coming behind us, that they paid the supreme sacrifice so that all of us can live in peace.
The Kwara State Governor Abdul Fattah Ahmed is calling for a restructuring of the nation's educational policy to solve the problem of unemployment and untrainable graduates. The governor made the call at a breakfast meeting with corporate organizations in Ilorin's state capital, where he notes the lack of patience on the part of policymakers to allow for full implementation of the policies before introducing another has been responsible for churning out unemployable graduates in Nigeria.
Our educational system requires to be restructured in such a way and manner that it will become impactful on society. There's a huge gap between human capital needs and human capital development. It's a national challenge which must be addressed. If you have been keen observers of our educational system in the last 30, 40 years, you would have seen that it has moved from one form to the other. Some of us went through the usual 7 or 6 years, then 5 years in secondary school, then you move into university, spend 4 years. After a while, they said it was 6, 3, 3, 4. Then it came down to, is it 9, 4? You know, it keeps changing like that. So the impact of a particular policy was not felt before we dovetailed to another one. That is affecting the quality of people that are being produced today in all these institutions. That's why you see people are not employable. And meanwhile, we are running our economy in line with the global economy. The global economy is moving towards IT, e-processes. We are still in analog and want to key into the opportunities that are produced. Unless we change the platform of educating people, we cannot key in. These are challenges we are facing today as a country. Kwara State is not isolated.
Kwara State Governor Abdul Fattah Ahmed. The Standards Organization of Nigeria has set up a steel monitoring task force to address the menace of building collapse in the country. Speaking on the need to tackle the deficiencies in the steel industry, the Director General of the agency, Mr. Anthony Abloma, says serious sanctions will be meted out to culprits.
Whenever there's an issue of failure in standards of steel or building collapse, we will swing into action. We will determine if, first of all, if they comply to standards, we'll test. Then when they comply, then we'll look for other reasons, other products too. But when they fail, somebody must be held responsible. Somebody must be held accountable. And with the new Sun Act, somebody will or must have to go to jail for that. It is not going to be business as usual. We'll have standards, we'll have benchmarks. It must be strictly adhered to. So it requires total commitment from the team members, the steel monitoring committee, total commitment to monitoring of these activities nationwide. Because the first thing, whenever there is a building collapse, the first thing is, where is Sun? What are they doing? So we must be ready to respond. And this is what we are doing. This is what we've done. This is how the steel products came about. This is the strength of the steel. We must be proactive.
When news across Nigeria returns, the federal government's health rapid response kicks off in Oyo State. In a moment, please stay with us.